the original title of the book was Democracy Ends Free Speech, and a very prominent judge, very conservative, said to the publisher, no one's going to buy Democracy and Free Speech. Call it Democracy and the Problem of Free Speech. Then people buy the book.
Second question,
And
is this called conspiracy theory and the Illuminati kind of triangle? Is that to sell the book?
It's to attract attention. So I don't know if it's to sell the book. It'd be nice if this is a bestseller, but it's to attract the eye. So on the problem of free speech, we read the book. What the book is about, I hope, is the connection between self-government and the free speech idea, which has a lot of implications. I hope it's James Madison's vision that I'm trying to speak for. The idea is you can't censor political speech. That's the heart of it. So the problem of free speech arises in cases where you have misleading commercial advertising or campaign finance restrictions. And so where the book has some bite is it suggests that the Madisonian vision of a self-governing people is not focused on the protection of false commercial advertising and is not focused on ensuring that economic inequality can be turned into political inequality. So I think Citizens United was wrongly decided in favor of more breathing room for campaign finance regulation than the majority of the court is. I respect them very much, and it's a hard question, but the problem of free speech was trying to identify areas where there's tension between the Madisonian vision of free speech and the apparently liberty-protecting votes on the Supreme Court. So whether the Madisonian vision says commercial advertising is protected even if it's deceptive, whether the Madisonian principle allows restriction of campaign finance, that's not an obvious question. And that's what that book is about. On this one, I'll tell you the genesis of the cover. We originally had a very simple cover, which it might have got the eye better and sold more books. It was a very dramatic white with red lettering. And I have a book out pretty recently called Simpler, and it looked a lot like that. So I said we shouldn't have the two books look exactly the same, even if it's more eye-catching. And so the designer, I think, thought that this would be an entertaining way to get at it. So I think it works. Maybe you don't. The quotes on the back are not usual. So the quotes on the back, I'll read some of them to you. Cass Sunstein is evil, pure evil. Obama's regulatory czar poses the same threat as Hitler's Joseph Mengele. You remember Cass Sunstein, this is from Sean Hannity. This is a guy who wants to ban hunting and forced sterilization, and we should all be presumed to be organ donors, etc., etc. I mean, forced sterilization, I'm not for that. I have two very young children, and